You bought 3 mollies and suddenly you have 30. Sounds fun until everything goes wrong. Breeding mollies are super easy. So easy that everything goes out of control quickly. And there are things nobody told you that can turn your molly breeding project to a disaster. So before your mollies copy and paste again, you need to watch this. Welcome to Taj Mahal Aquatics, and I'm gonna talk about the truth of breeding mollies. From unlimited pregnancy to how being a hero can backfire, I'm gonna talk about everything that can save you from making a big mistake. Wanna know what those are? Let's see. Let's start with the most obvious one. Mollies are easy to breed. No special setup, no timing, no effort, and no need a college degree to learn how to breed them. And you don't actually need to try. Toss in some male and female together, and congratulations! Now you just wait for them to breed. But here's where the problem is. They are too easy to breed. Once you put the male and female together, boom, you got population explosion. And if you think separating them will fix it, that's not really the case. Now here's where things get weird. Female mollies can store sperm. Yeah, it's true. I didn't make this up, and I bet this is not something you would expect from a female fish, right? But that is true with female mollies, and they can store it for months. Which means, even though you remove all the males in the tank, she's still gonna give birth, no matter what. Like, surprise! You thought the problem is over by removing the males, but nope, it still continues. For months. They have a structure called spermatheca that basically lets them save it for later, which leads to a problem almost every of you would face. Since the females can store sperm for months, there's a very high chance if you just bought a molly from a store that it could have been pregnant. They're kinda like that one gacha game item with 95% success rate. You didn't plan on breeding them, but they plan it for you. And when they give birth, you might think it's a jackpot for you. But the reality is not as sweet as you think. Now here's the dark side of breeding mollies. Even though they give birth to dozens, only a few can survive. And there are a few reasons why most of them didn't make it. It could have been bad water, weak genetics, poor feeding, or their own parent. You see, mollies didn't really love their babies. No parenting, no protection. You know what they do? Snack on their babies. So it's basically a survival game for the fries against their parents. And naturally, you would try to save them all, right? But here's where another mistake happens. You move all the babies to a separate tank, thinking you are doing the right thing. But that could actually be a bad idea. And let me show you why. It looks like you are doing something innocent, but suddenly, you overcrowd their tank without you realizing it. And overcrowding means bad water quality, stunt growth, weak fish. You might try to be a hero here by saving everything, but that can actually ruin everything. So unless you have massive tank or fish room with lots of tanks, you cannot simply keep them all. And sometimes it's okay to save some and sacrifice the rest Sounds tragic, but again, you cannot keep them all, and if you even manage to do it, there's another long-term problem you might have faced. Even though you manage to control the babies, there's a problem you don't see immediately with their mom. Breeding too much can actually weaken your fish. I know they breed a lot, but if you just let them overbreed, that could actually make them weaker, with males that never stop chasing, and females, they don't even get a break, and eventually they have less energy, weaker immune system, and shorter lifespan. And suddenly, it's not about breeding anymore. It's burnout.
Leave me alone!
And here's why you need to balance the ratio. 1 male per 3 females. With more females, that gives another female a chance to recover, or a better solution, separate them for a while. And as a bonus, you can support them by feeding high-protein food. But if you are breeding fancy mollies, the problem gets worse. Not all mollies are built the same. Those fancier ones, like those balloon mollies or lyre tails, they all come with a cost. Most of them are heavily inbred to maintain their shape and colors. You know what that means? Weaker genetic, lower survival rate, more fragile fry. Cooler they look, easier they crash. Which explain why you even do get babies. Most of them didn't make it. They may look cool, but not the best to breed anyway. Now here's something none of you didn't realize. If you wonder why your tank suddenly has too many males, that's not a bad luck. It might be your water. Not many people know, but temperature can actually influence the gender ratio. Warmer the water, you get more males. Cooler the water, you get more females. So actually, you might accidentally create a tank full of relentless males without you realize it. And not just the water, your fry will not grow properly without this next thing, which is the key role for your fry's growth. You may have a perfect setup, condition, and water, but if you mess this up, you're still gonna fail. Food plays a key role when raising mollies fry. Bad food, slow growth, weak bodies, and bad colors. Good food, fast growth, stronger fish, better survival, and color. And if you are serious with breeding mollies, this is not optional, it's mandatory. Feed them food like baby brine shrimp, spirulina, and quality fry food to boost their growth. But even with perfect feeding, there's one final trick that most people skip. Here's one last trick that not many of you know. We know mollies as freshwater fish, but they don't actually perform best when breeding in pure fresh water. And here's the trick not many of you know. They thrive better in harder, slightly salty water when breeding. A bit of salt, better mineral content. And suddenly, you might have stronger parents, healthier fry, and better breeding results. This feels like a secret cheat code in video games. And many experienced molly breeders actually breed their mollies in brackish water setup. Sounds weird, but it works. You just secretly buff your molly's breeding success rate. So yeah, that's the truth of breeding mollies that no one told you. They are not hard to breed. They are so easy, but maybe too easy to breed. And if you didn't understand these things, everything goes out of control fast. So make sure you understand what you need to do to breed mollies to keep things under control. And that wraps up this video. And now I'm curious, have you ever get surprised with baby mollies that came out of nowhere? Let me know. And if you like what you see here, hit the thumbs up and share it to your friends before their mollies duplicate themselves. Subscribe for more fun or helpful fish keeping content, as I bet there's more you don't want to miss. Thanks for watching, my aquatic friends, and have a wonderful aquatic life. See you next time.